Hi there, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Kelsey Jones with the SJVCEO, and I am so excited to be back with you all for our latest EV info session series with PG&E. This is our third installment of the series, and if you happen to miss our two previous episodes, not to worry. We covered the pre-owned electric vehicle rebate program and the multifamily small business EV charger programs from PG&E, and both of those are going to be linked below in the description box, so be sure to check them out by clicking below. But let's go ahead and focus on today. We are joined by PG&E Senior Program Manager Alexandria, who is going to be sharing a new program with us, the Residential Charging Solutions Program. Alexandria, thank you so much for joining us today.
Hi, Kelsey. I'm so glad to be here and excited to talk about the Residential Charging Solutions Program with you all.
Excellent. So without further ado, let's go ahead and dive right into our overview. So Alexandria, please take it away.
Absolutely. So, this program, as mentioned by the name Residential Charging Solutions, is a residential program that is for income eligible customers. With this program, we are offering a $700 post purchase rebate on PG&E pre-approved EV charging equipment that is to help customers install charging and be able to charge their EV at home while also avoiding expensive electrical upgrades, such as having to upgrade your service panel.
That's excellent. And of course, before installing a charger in your home and capturing this rebate from the Residential Charging Solutions program, you of course have to purchase an electric vehicle, right? And in today's market, vehicles can be expensive, whether you're purchasing an electric vehicle, a hybrid, or a regular gas-powered vehicle. It can be expensive, but there are affordable EVs, including pre-owned electric vehicles, on the road today. So according to US News, these are a few of the most affordable EVs on the market. As you can see, there are a variety of models, years on the screen that can be suitable for you in your own life. Whether you're looking for something really small like a Chevy Bolt or something larger like a Hyundai Kona EV, there are options out there for you. Again, these are only four of the options of the pre-owned electric vehicles, and they could be on your local dealership lot right now. So we want to be sure to share with you all that there are options out there for you, and we are more than happy ourselves at the SJVCEO and PG&E are more than happy to guide you through this process. If you need something bigger to, have your family, the Hyundai Kona maybe isn't big enough for you and you need something bigger, we're more than happy to sit down with you to weigh your options about what is suitable for you and your lifestyle, and happy to guide you through that process. It is a very common myth that all EVs are expensive, so hopefully this helps debunk that notion. And on that note, before diving more into the Residential Charging Solutions program, we wanted to do an entire slide dedicated to debunking myths. So we wanted to provide some information on common misconceptions about electric vehicles before we dive in, as I mentioned. And these myths are actually direct feedback that we've received from customers or from residents, or ones that are fairly common in the EV space or in the world of EVs. So the first one being that all electric vehicles are expensive. And based on the previous slide, we know that's not true, right? There are some pre-owned electric vehicles on the market that are affordable, and we want to be sure to share those with you all. Another common myth is that charging EVs cost just as much as fuel. Now, recently, the Department of Energy found that electric vehicles cost around 40% less per mile than gas-powered cars throughout their lifetime. So make sure to remember that in the back of your mind when you're thinking about a myth like this and how we just debunked it for you.
Absolutely, Kelsey. So those are two really good myths that we've been able to debunk. Another myth is that EV batteries won't last long, but actually EV batteries tend to last about 200,000 miles, which is very similar to gas-powered cars. So when it comes to pre-owned EVs, there shouldn't be too much to worry about because there's still a lot of life in those batteries, as well as if you do buy a new EV, those batteries are actually warranted for 10 years or 150,000 miles. So a little bit more security in terms of EV battery life. The other myth that we'd like to debunk is related to range anxiety. So it's misconception that EVs actually don't have a lot of range compared to gas-powered cars, but a lot of EVs nowadays have over 200 miles of range on them, as well as most EVs can actually last an entire week of commuting without needing an additional charge if your commute is around 40 miles or less. And again, with the residential charging solutions program, if you're able to install charging at your home, you can charge your vehicle overnight and be ready to go in the morning.
Perfect. Thanks so much for those, Alexandria. Appreciate it. Now let's go ahead. Now that we've debunked some myths, shared some affordable EV options, let's go ahead and dive back into the residential charging solutions program. So I'm going to go ahead and hand the mic over to you, Alex, to discuss program eligibility.
Absolutely. So, as mentioned, this program is for residential customers. And in order to be a qualified residential customer, you must have an active electric service agreement. So, you must be receiving electrical services from PG&E. The other eligibility requirement is that you must meet the income verification process. So, you can either qualify yourself by meeting the income limits set by each county that you within PG&E service territory, and you must meet the county that you live in's income limits. Or if you're enrolled in a qualified public assistance program, proof of that enrollment also would verify your income. And again, I would encourage everybody on here to go look at the program's website in order to see the various required documents so that you are successful in submitting your application. The last piece involved is, of course, as mentioned, reviewing all of the different documents. So I've already kind of talked about the income verification documents. The other document that is needed for your submission is the proof of purchase for your EV charging equipment. And then the last required document will also be your vehicle, a copy of your vehicle's registration card. So, though we didn't go through the entire list of documents right now in this presentation, as mentioned, all of those documents are on the program website, and we even have a sample document that you can look at in order to discover or be able to confirm which documents are needed for your submission.
Perfect. Thanks so much for that. And yeah, folks, we're going to be sure to include all of the documentation and information that was just mentioned below in the description box. And if it's not in the description box, it will link you to a place that has it, such as the PG&E website. So that's perfect. Now let's talk about EV chargers in your home. Just like there are multiple EV options for you to purchase, there are also options when it comes to installing chargers in your home through the Residential Charging Solutions program. Alexandria, would you let us know a little bit about both NeoCharge and EvoCharge, such as average costs, where they need to be installed, and some other details?
Yes, Kelsey, can do. So, two out of the three products that we're going to be talking about right now are NeoCharge and EvoCharge. Starting with NeoCharge, this company is offering a product called a Smart Splitter. And so, what this allows residents to do is be able to use an existing 240-volt outlet. So this is an outlet that you would use to be able to plug in for your your dryer, excuse me, your home dryer, or even your oven. So that's the outlet that are used for these bigger appliances. And what you're able to do is you're able to plug in the Smart Splitter and be able to both have your dryer attached to it and your EV charger attached to it so that it can divert energy with whichever appliance you're using at that time. The benefit of the Smart Splitter is that there's no installation required as long as you have a conveniently located 240-volt outlet. You can simply do a plug and play, which is really great. Now, the one thing related to the Smart Splitter is you will still need to purchase an EV charger separate from the Smart Splitter. And these can be very simple chargers where where the cost could be along the lines of $250 upwards of $500, depending on what kind of charger you want and what capabilities you want with that charger. And lastly, I'll just say with the Smart Splitter, you can use this with any EV or any type of EV. So that's fully battery electric vehicles or plug-in hybrid electric vehicles. Moving on to EvoCharge. So this EvoCharge is offering a level 2 charger but that also uses load management control software so that you don't need to upgrade your service panel, but you can still have level 2 charging at your home. What you will need to do with the EvoCharge charging station, is you will need to install a dedicated 240-volt outlet in order to use the equipment. Now, the installation cost for an outlet can range anywhere from $500 to $1,300, with the average being around $950. Again, any there's many factors that can go into this price. So we always want to make sure that they can vary based on where you would like to install the equipment or the labor cost. But definitely would recommend you pick a place where you think would be the best to be able to charge your vehicle, whatever is most convenient for you. And similar to NeoCharge's Smart Splitter, the Evo Charge Level 2 charger can be used for any battery electric vehicle or plug-in hybrid electric vehicle. But if you do have a Tesla or another similar vehicle, you may want to look at your user manual to make sure that you don't need to purchase an adapter.
Perfect. And I know that this is a lot of information that we're providing you all, but we just want to make sure to hone in on the fact that the residential charging solutions program is not a one size fits all. We know that every household, every resident has a different lifestyle and may have different needs, different installation costs, different things like that. So we just want to really make sure that this program is designed to fit your needs and that it will be tailored to do so.
Absolutely.
Okay, so now we're going to hop over to the companion program to residential charging solutions. So one of the programs that we've mentioned a few times throughout this presentation is the pre-owned electric vehicle rebate program. It can be viewed as the companion program to residential charging solutions or almost the first step in your EV journey. So customers can receive either a $1,000 or $4,000 rebate from PG&E, depending on your annual income. And we actually conducted this was our first info session series with PG&E, was about the pre-owned electric vehicle rebate program. So be sure to check out that episode. It has all of the details that you'll need to see if you qualify, where you can find more information, etc. And one thing to remember is that if you enroll in the pre-owned electric vehicle rebate program, that you get to skip all of the paperwork for the residential charging solutions program. So some of the documentation that Alexandria was mentioning a little bit earlier in the presentation is the same to the pre-owned EV rebate program. So you won't have to do any of the paperwork twice, which is always a bonus. Okay, let's go ahead and move forward. So we're going to go ahead and wrap up this presentation with the Q&A. Alexandria, I wanted to address two common questions that we've actually heard directly from residents multiple times about the residential charging solutions program, about EVs in general. So I wanted to go ahead and address those questions now. The first question from a resident was, after installing the EV charger in my home, how will this affect my monthly bill? Do I need to get on a new rate structure?
That is a great question. So it is likely that your EV charging will affect your bill. Now, the extent of the effect will absolutely depend on when you charge and how long you're charging for. Because with all of our rates, or a lot of our rates, excuse me, they are what are called a time of use rate, which means depending on the time of day, the cost to charge or the cost to use electricity will be higher than compared to other parts of the day. So my recommendation would be to go to PG&E's EV savings calculator and go to the rate comparison tool on there and be able to play around with what the different rates look like. What would be your monthly bill if you were to charge your vehicle between 4 and 9 p.m. compared to charging your vehicle at between 12 a.m. and 3 p.m. And that will definitely make a big difference on your monthly bill. As part of this program, you do not need to change your rate in order to receive the residential charging solutions rebate. So there is no requirement in order to receive the rebate that you have to change your rate structure. But as mentioned, I highly recommend everybody go check out the EV savings calculator and play around with the rate tool. Or another way that you can compare different electric rates is going through your PG&E My Account and also going to the rate comparison tool through that account and being able to see what your current usage is on your current rate and what that would look like on a different rate structure.
Yes, thank you for that, Alexandria. And folks, I definitely recommend using those resources that she just mentioned, especially the EV savings calculator. There will be a link below in the description box, so be sure to check that out. The second and final question that I have from a customer was, can I participate in the residential charging solutions program if I am a renter?
Another really great question. So from PG&E standpoint, it's definitely going to be up to your landlord and or property manager. I would recommend that you ask your landlord or property manager the process of receiving approval to install an EV charging station at your home. That would be the extent of what I can offer. So definitely ask your landlord, ask your property manager, and see what kind of options you can work out with them. And if you have any other questions, you can always reach out to the programs, a customer helpline, and we can try to answer any questions.
Excellent. Thank you so much for that. And that wraps up our presentation today. Alexandria, thank you so much for joining us and sharing information on the Residential Charging Solutions Program. And thank you all for joining us. We hope that the SJVCEO and PG&E can support or kickstart your electric vehicle journey in some capacity. And be sure to check out all the details below in the description box. And there are a couple of lines here, resources if you have any questions, rcs@pgerebate.com. We have a PG&E phone number if you have any questions. Please call this number. And you can also reach us at our SJVCEO website, sjvceo.com/PG&E. Again, thank you all so much, and we will see you next time.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.